Hello. Whoa, algebra students, Mr. Lawrence here, and we're going to do two quick story problems using systems to solve them. So first of all, Bob has $17 in quarters and nickels. If he has 96 coins in all, how many of each type of coin does he have? Well, my first equation is going to start off something like this. Let Q equal the number of quarters. It's not quarters. Don't tell me quarters. It's the number of quarters, right? Okay, and then N is going to be the number of nickels. Now, if you remember back in the day, some of us would make a little chart here, and we'd go what the coin. Okay, and so we have the quarters, and then we have the nickels, and this would actually be the number of the coin, right? Number of the coin. Okay, Q is the number of quarters. N is the number of nickels, and then the value, right? And the value would be 25 cents, right? And a nickel is 0.05. Don't put 0.5 there. It doesn't make any sense. And then let's see here. The money from each coin, well, that would be 25 cents, the value of a quarter, times the number of quarters. And 0.05 times the number of nickels. All right. So then we have the totals, right? Total. And Q plus N has to equal 96. We don't put a total there, but here we have to have $17. Well, I've got my two equations, right? There's an equation there, and there's an equation there. Now, I'm thinking I might have set this up horizontally last time, but it really doesn't matter. You set it up the way that's going to cause you to get the right answer. All right, so I have Q plus N equals 96, and my second equation is 0.25Q plus 0.05N, and that's going to equal $17 on the nose. Now, I recommend doing these by substitution. I think I'm going to solve for N. So N is going to equal 96 minus Q, right? And I'm going to put that in N's place. I'm going to have a 0.25 Q plus 0.05. Start the parentheses, like Mr. Malio says. Always substitute in parentheses. Okay. And then that's going to equal 17. Then I'm ready to distribute here, right? And so I'm going to get 0.25Q plus, let's see, 10% would be 99.6. That's 10%. So 5% would be half of that. I'm thinking 4.8. Yeah. I feel like I've made a mistake there. 10%, 9.6, so 5% is half of that. I'm going to check that on a calculator only because I'm second guessing myself. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I want to double check. So 0.05 times 96, and yeah, we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to combine like terms. I've got Q terms here and here. And when I combine those, I'm going to get 0.2Q or 0.20Q plus 4 8/10, and that's going to equal 17. And I'm going to subtract 4 8/10 from both sides. Now, work smart, not hard here. 0.2Q, okay, 17 minus 4 would be 13, but I'm taking more than that away, so it's going to be 12, and make a whole. Oh, 0.2. I'm going to divide by 0.2 and divide by 0.2. Again, I'm just going to use a calculator to speed things up. I want this to be a quick video. Divided by 12 and 2/10 divided by 2/10 is 61. So in other words, Q equals 61. So there are 61 quarters. All right, now I got to figure out the number of nickels. Well, I'm probably going to use this equation right here. Be real easy. The number of nickels is going to be 96 minus 61, which I believe will be 35. So there are 35 nickels. Now I should check myself. I should add 61 and 35, make sure it equals 96. And of course it's going to. But then I could also do this for a check. I could go 0.25 times 61 plus 0.05 times 35 on a calculator. And if I did it right, I'm going to get 17. And I'll let you verify that on your own. All right, let's get down to another problem here. Shelly wants to make 50 milliliters of a 34% acid solution. She has a bottle of 30% acid and a bottle of 60% acid. All right, so we're going to need a little chart here. So we're going to need milliliters of acid. And we've got the 30% solution, and we've got the 60% solution. And then we'll have a mixture or a total over here. And so when I do this, write that down here and that here. And okay. And so, all right. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, there we go. I need a total there. All right, that looks okay. And what else am I going to do? Milliliters of acid. I've got the percentage. Okay. So we can do a total down here. And then, okay. And this will be the percent as a decimal, so I'll put the decimal here. Okay, so how many milliliters of the 30% acid solution do we need? I don't know. How many milliliters of the 60% acid do we need? I don't know. How many total milliliters do I need? Well, I need 50 milliliters. There's my first equation right there. So x plus y is going to equal 50. Now, the 30% acid, the decimal is going to be 0.30. 60% is 0.60, and the mixture needs to be 0.34, right? 34%? Yep, absolutely. 0.34. And now I multiply down, and I'm going to get 0.30x, 0.60y, and I'm going to get 0.34 times 50, which is going to equal 17. Wow. Coincidence. The last problem was 17. They won't always be 17. That's just kind of a coincidence. All right, so I'm going to 0.30x plus 0.50y, and that's going to equal 17. Okay, now here I'm going to go ahead. I'll tell you what. I'll do this one by substitution. I'm going to multiply the blue equation through by a negative 0.50, because that's not too bad to deal with. So negative 0.5 and a negative 0.5. All right, so my blue equation turns into negative 0.5x minus 0.5y, and that'll equal negative 25. Okay, the green equation hasn't changed. I'm going to drop the 0 off. Oops, I said I was going to drop the 0 and then I didn't do it because it's unimportant. Plus 0.5y, and that's going to equal 17. When I combine these using elimination, I'm going to get a negative 0.2x. Those are going to cancel, and I'm going to get a negative 8. Divide by negative 0.2 by negative 0.2. Which is 1/5, so 8 divided by 1/5 is going to be 40. So x is going to equal 40 milliliters of the 30% acid solution. And then the y is going to be the remainder. Well, I need 50 milliliters total. If I need 40 from the 1, I'll need 10 milliliters of the 60% acid solution. Okay, there you go. And those are the two story problems. That's it for the video. Mr. Lawrence signing off.